All right, let's continue our mini lessons with context diagram. What is context diagram? Guys, context diagram is a picture with lots of arrows, okay? How it works. So we put the project for, in our example, let's say it's a mobile app for our hospital project, okay? We put that in the middle, and then we put and locate the people and the things that interact or could interact with that mobile app, okay? For example, patients interact with mobile app. Doctors interact with mobile app. Databases in the backend interact with that mobile app. Payment gateways could interact with that mobile app. Lots of other things or people could interact with mobile app. For our example, we just simplified it with these 4 things or people that interact with mobile app. And then we draw arrows, guys, okay? For each person, for each stakeholder, people, or the thing, we have 2 arrows. One incoming arrow, one outgoing arrow to that middle box there, okay? So let's say we have identified 4 people / things that interact with our mobile app. How many arrows we will have? 8. 2 for each, okay? One incoming and one outgoing. Now, how it help us, Nav? Okay, let's say we have drawn this. How it help us to capture our stakeholders' needs? Guys, each of these arrows that you see in our example is one backlog item, one feature, okay? So arrows shows how info flows between them, okay? Let's make it more simple, guys. Let's convert this beautiful picture into a table with 3 columns. Number 1, entity, then incoming to app, then outgoing from app. So how many entities we have? 4. We have patients, and then doctors, and then payment gateway, and then database. And guys, for real projects, we're going to have lots of entities. This is just an example, okay? Simplified example. Now, what do I mean by incoming to app? Incoming arrow, okay? That arrow number 2. Arrow number 2 is incoming arrow from patient to hospital project, okay? What does this mean? Guys, incoming means what type of interaction that entity has with mobile app. For example, our patient, the incoming thing is our patient book appointment with that mobile app. Our patient view lab results and other stuff, okay? So our patient interact with mobile app in these ways. Now, what do? We add all of these features into our backlog, okay? Our development team should develop these features. This is how context diagram help us to capture the needs. It is a very structured and a little bit technical way, guys. Okay, the Scrum Master should facilitate a meeting between PO, then different stakeholders, and development team, and they need to use context diagram all together and draw this beautiful picture and convert it to this table to add it to product backlog. What about outgoing? Which arrow is outgoing? So, guys, look at arrow number 1. Arrow number 1 is outgoing from app to patient. So what features does it include? For example, app should send appointment confirmation, should send lab reports to patient. So we add these features to our product backlog. So team later in sprints develop these required features. Let's go to, for example, database, guys. What is the incoming arrow for database? Incoming arrow is arrow number 6. Incoming from the entity to a mobile app, and outgoing is arrow number 5, outgoing from mobile app to the entity. For example, for database, incoming features that we could develop is app should be in a way that it retrieves reports from the databases. So we need this feature. We need this user story. You're gonna learn the term user story. This feature, this epic should be developed by the team. And the outgoing outgoing from mobile app to database could be app sends, for example, new patient registration and lab results to our database. We need to develop these features also. See, by drawing different entities around our app and having incoming and outgoing arrows for each entity, we identified our needs and expectations for that app and add them to product backlog. Very, very beautiful, I think, technique to capture, very, very structured and organized way, by the way, technique to capture customer needs. Now, Nav, will I get a question from context diagram on my PMP final exam? You may. What type of question? Let's get it done together. All right, let's get this mini question done. You are a project manager guiding an agile team that is about to start defining the product backlog for a new customer-focused solution. Stakeholders have expressed their needs verbally, but the team is still unclear about how the product will interact with external systems, users, and processes. You want to help the team and stakeholders visualize the system's boundaries and external interactions before user stories are created so that everyone shares a common understanding of customer needs and context. What should you do first? A. Facilitates a brainstorming session. B. Create a context diagram. C. Develop a storyboard. And D. Develop wireframing or prototypes. Guys, do not assume that, okay, we covered context diagram, so the answer is context diagram. No, you're wrong. You're right here, but generally do not think that way. Guys, the question is clearly looking for option B, context diagram, okay? Question is looking for a way so everyone, development team knows how our system, our product, our mobile app, our project interacts with external parties. Interaction with, for example, the user, interaction with databases, interaction with things and persons, and so context diagram is the technique or method that visualizes this interaction and shows, okay, the incoming and outgoing arrows and flows. So option B is the best option here, and this is exactly the type of question you may get from context diagram, and question clearly shows the application of context diagram. Guys, why other options are incorrect? Option A says facilitates a brainstorming session. Brainstorming session is everybody generates ideas and throw it on the table. It is not structured. It has nothing to do with external boundaries and connections and interactions, okay? It is very unorganized. So option A is incorrect. Option C, develop a storyboard. You're going to see a storyboard in future mini lessons of this part, but the storyboard focuses on user experience flow, not system level interactions or boundaries. Storyboards are useful later for refining requirements, and you're going to see how it works in future mini lessons, but it has nothing to do with system interactions or interaction of mobile app with other parties. And D, develop wireframe or prototype. It's a UI design details, okay? It has nothing to do with system interaction. The wireframing or prototype shows, okay, how the app looks like, that you're going to see in future mini lessons. So the best option is context diagram. Please feel free to read the description. I think I have explained it enough. Now, let's continue our mini lessons and learn about other ways, other structured ways to capture stakeholders' needs and to find out the items, the features that need to be added to product backlog. See, if you have noticed, over time, we are completing our product backlog, which is our scope statement for adaptive projects, okay? We are capturing needs and adding it to the product backlog, and we're using different methods to do it. Now, let's learn a new two methods to capture needs. Let's get it done.